Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. Rosli. My name is ALYA and today we are going to present the score analysis and item analysis that we have done based on the data that we have collected from the 15 test papers that we have distributed among the foundation students in MSU. So before we start, let's see the team members. Okay, so we have Admirol Haqimie, ANISA, MOHAMAD FIKRI, Nick Mashita, and myself, Noor DIYANA. So I will pass the presentation to Fikri for him to explain more about the introduction of this project. Thank you.
So, hi, Assalamualaikum and good evening to Dr. Rosli. So, I will explain about our introduction. So, before we move on to the first point, I just want to brief a bit about our project. So, as mentioned in this project, we use this exam paper that prepared by us, by our group, and distributed it among foundation students. So the reason why we choose this group of students is because they are fresh students who just ended their secondary school and still familiar with Form 5 syllabus. So in our test paper, question is about syllabus from Form 5, which are the word of sport from Unit 3, shopping therapy from Unit 4, the environment from Unit 5, getting away from Unit 9, and happy to have from Unit 12. So move on to the first point, which is evaluation's goals is to assess a program value or quality and accuracy of a student accomplishment. So why we mention this is because a program of evaluation aims to determine its worth or quality by looking at a variety of factors, including its goals, and then design, implementation, and results. This includes assessing if the program is accomplishing its intended aims, whether it's being carried out according to plan, and whether it is generating the required outputs or outcomes that we need. And as a part of evaluation process, data maybe will be gathered and analyzed through a questionnaire that we already prepared, which is the exam paper that had prepared in order to determine the program's strength and flaws and potential improvement areas. So the second point is examining pupils' knowledge rather than catching them off. Catching them off guard or revealing what they have not learned. So in this point, the purpose of testing student knowledge is to determine their level of understanding, spot area of the strengths or weakness, and offer suggestion for growth. By evaluating student real comprehension of the topic, we as a future teachers can adjust our question paper instruction to meet each other's student unique learning needs and offer a focus support and encourage further learning. And the last point is to inspire students and demonstrate how well they have understood the material. So for the last point is by giving the instructors meaningful information about how to enhance their teaching strategy is the final goal of testing and evaluation. So the learning outcome that we have is the result of testing and evaluation utilized to determine how well students have learned a subject, as well as how well they can understand and articulate ideas, theories, and facts linked to it. So basically, this testing and evaluation emphasize the significance of evaluating student knowledge within the context of what has been taught, assuring fairness and offering meaningful feedback to help their learning journey to become more smooth. Okay, so thank you. And that's all for me for introduction. Move on to the next person. Thank you, Dr. Rosli.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, Dr. Rosli. My name is ANISA. So I will be explaining about the score analysis. Okay, so I'm taking the part of central tendency. So we have did this together. Okay, so as well known, central tendency is a summary measure that attempts to describe a whole set data with a single value that represents the middle or the center of its distribution. So we have prepared the score we have listed the score in the box, is it? Okay. And then we have calculate the mean, which is the mean is the average of a data set found by adding all the numbers together and then dividing the sum of the numbers by the number of the total score. Okay, so for example, here we have add our score, total score, and then we divide with 15, which is the 15 scores that we got from the past examination test. Okay, and then the answer is we got 36.13. That is our mean. And then the mode is the most frequent number. That is the number occurs in the highest number of times. So we just arrange the numbers in ascending order and then look for the most often number in the scores. So we got here is 33 and 38. Okay, next is median. Median is the value of the middle, in the middle of a data set. And then we arrange the points from smallest to largest. And then we got the answer is 38. So that is our middle number. Okay, that's all for the score analysis. Next.
So hi, my name is Admirol Haqimie. So we're moving on to standard deviation, which is for firstly for the standard deviation based from the score paper, we pick all of the all of the marks of the score paper. For firstly we need to choose the mean. Just like Ain said, all the score paper will be plus and will be divided by 15. So the answer is this 38.67. And we're moving on to the standard deviation, which is this is the formula of standard deviation. So all of the number will be minus with the mean number, and also will be square by 2, and they will be minus by number of the score paper, and also will be minus by 1. So after calculate the number, the next part which is the answer, which is there has 15 of the number and will be squared up, and until we have the total number, which is 598.27, will be divided by 14, and the total answer is 42.73, and will be standard deviation, and will be the total answer, which is the 6.54. That's all from me. Thank you.
So hi, it's me again, ALYA. I'm going to proceed on the item analysis that we did on the 50 questions in the test paper, but we only take the results from the 4 upper level and 4 lower level marks of students from our respondents. So we have 3 main things in this item analysis, which are item distractor, difficulty index, and also discrimination index. Each of these items has its own function, which help us to analyze each of the 50 questions in the test paper better, and these distractors need to be changed as it affects the value with the less number than 5%. So I will start with the item and distractor. This item appears when the percent of selection, as you can see in the below box, the yellow color, soft yellow color, shows the value is less than 5%. So we also have 3 different level of distractors, which we have questions that only have 1 distractor, also questions with 2 distractors, and also some questions with 3 distractors. So I'm going to proceed with the question that has 1 distractor, which we have in total of 16 questions, and the numbers of questions as stated here. And this is the example of question with one distractor, which shows that answer for option D is lower than 5% compared to the other three answer options. Next. Okay, so next we also have 24 questions that have two distractors, and the number of questions as stated in the bracket. And this is the example of question with two distractors, which shows answer option for A and C are lower than 5% compared to the other two answer options. And next, we also have 6 number of questions with 3 distractors, and the number of questions are as stated here also. The example of question with 3 distractors, which shows only answer option A that has the value higher than 5%, while the rest B, C, D has lower value than 5% with 0.00. So these item distractors are the questions or the answer options that we need to change for a better option, with a better option for the next time. Okay, so moving on to the next part, I'll be explaining about the difficulty index. Based on the Hopkins and Endless Index table, we have categorized each of the 50 questions to their level of difficulty index. We have found the most common level in the 50 questions are very easy, moderate, and also difficult level. So firstly, we have 18 questions that are in very easy level, and the number of questions as stated in the bracket also. And question 3 is the example of question that has 0.88 for their difficulty index. And based on the Hopkins and Endless Index table, it is labeled as very easy because it has the value that is above than 0.86. Next, we have easy level question, which we have 7 out of 50 questions. The example is question 4, which the difficulty index is 0.75, and it is labeled as easy question because it is in between the number of 0.71 to 0.85. Next. So we have 22 questions that is under moderate level. This is the example, question 5, which we have only 0.50 for their difficulty index. And based on the index table, it is moderate because it has the value in between 0.30 to 0.70. And last but not least, we also have found only 3 questions that are in difficult level. And the example here, question 30, it has 0.25 for difficulty index. And based on the index table, it is difficult because it has the value from 0.15, in between 0.15 and 0.29. And that's all from me. I will pass the presentation.
Okay, hi and assalamualaikum. So I will explain for discrimination index. Okay, before that, what is discrimination index? Discrimination index is a basic measure of the validity of an item. It's a measure of an item ability to discriminate between those who score high on the total test and those who score low. Okay. Okay, for discrimination index, we have we take 3 level based on Hopkins and Endless Index table. Okay, before that, as I mentioned before, we take a 4 sample from upper group and 4 sample from lower group. Okay, firstly, there is 21 question that have to be discarded.
For example, question number 15, okay, you can see from the question number 15, the discrimination index, okay, here, discrimination index for this question is negative 0.50, okay. This question need to be discarded because too difficult, which is below than 0.14. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, next slide is here. There is 23 questions that need to be revised. For example, question number 6. Here is a question number 6. The discrimination index is 0.25. Okay, 0.25. So the question need to be revised because the percentage of the need to be revised is 0.15. 0.15 to 0.29. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. Lastly, there are 5 questions under very good items. For example, question number 11, the discrimination index for this question is 0.50. Okay, 0.50, which is the score of the student who. And this question need to this question is very good item because the percentage is between 0.30 to 0.70. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
So, hi, back to me, Fikri again. So, I will explain the conclusion. So, move for the next slide. So, as you guys, as Dr. can see here from our participants. So, what we mean about this first point is for information testing and evaluation exam paper allow us to assess the foundation student knowledge and understanding of the subject matter. It helps determine the extent to which students have grasped the fundamental concept and principle. So the second one is we can identify the strengths and weakness that have in our participant who's doing our exam paper. So as mentioned about exam paper provide insights into the strengths and weakness of foundation students. By reviewing their performance by doing the testing evaluation, we can identify specific areas where students excel or struggle, and enabling them to tailor their teaching methods and provide targeted support. And the third one is motivation and engagement between teacher and their student. So in this point, by conducting evaluation exam papers can motivate and engage foundation students, where it's provide an opportunity for them to demonstrate their knowledge and skill. Then recognition for their achievements and progress can boost their confidence and enthusiasm for learning. And the last point is the exam papers plays a big role in accountability and accreditation process. And for the last point is this provide evidence of the student achievement after evaluate their exam paper and demonstrate that the foundation program meets the necessary education standard that they need. And last but not least, by carrying out this evaluation as a future teacher, we are better able to fully understand our students' development and modify their pedagogical approaches to improve learning outcomes in the future. So thank you. That's all from us. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Doctor.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.